Parliament. GETTYConservative MP Soubry and Labour MP Anneliese Dodds will feature on Question Time. The two politicians will be accompanied by Sarah Churchwell, Professor of American Literature, journalist and novelist Lionel Shriver, and Daily Mail and Sunday Times journalist Dominic Lawson. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding last weekend reportedly cost the taxpayers £30 million due to extra security measures implemented at the event. This will likely raise a debate surrounding the ongoing funding of the royal family. Prime Minister Theresa May's decision to nominate 9 new peers to the House of Lords will likely form a discussion on the panel. Jeremy Corbyn's call for the House of Lords to be abolished and replaced with an elected upper chamber will form a central part of the debate on the ongoing role of the peers. The Grenfell Tower inquiry is expected to raise questions surrounding who was to blame for the tragedy and whether the government acted sufficiently following the event. The uncertainty surrounding the UK's post-Brexit customs arrangement will dominate discussions about which arrangement will be most beneficial for the UK following our departure from the EU. Investigations into accusations of bullying by the House of Commons Speaker John Bercow will raise questions about behaviour in Parliament. Question Time live updates, 11:54 p.m. That's all folks. David Dimbleby has brought the debate to a close after what proved to be yet another heated evening. Next week, May 31st, Question Time will be taking place in Perth. Week after that, June 7th, the show will be broadcast from Reading. 11:45 p.m. Update, is £2,000 per household the life-saving cure the NHS needs or political suicide for the party that introduces it? Lionel Shriver said the cost of healthcare in the West is continually going up, and that the NHS will be playing catch-up for the next few decades. Anneliese Dodds said increased taxation would allow the government to improve funding for the NHS. She accused the British tax system of being too regressive, and called for individuals in the highest income bracket to pay more tax to fund the NHS. Ms. Soubry also said increased taxation was required to fund the NHS due to the aging population. However, Dominic Lawson said that increasing taxes to fund the NHS was political suicide, as it nearly cost the Conservative Party the 2017 general election following Mrs. May's proposed dementia tax. 11:40 p.m. Update, Sarah Churchwell criticises the fragmentation of the British Railway. Ms. Churchwell said the division of the British Railway has created significant problems in the system. She noted that the fragmentation of the British Railways has created a system which is 40% more expensive but much less efficient than our European counterparts. BBC Dominic Lawson said that increasing taxes to fund the NHS was political suicide. 11:39 p.m. Update, Lionel Shriver says the government has taken on all the risks of the British Railway system. Shriver said the UK government has taken on all the risks of the UK railway, while the rail providers have taken all the profits. 11:36 p.m. Update, Anneliese Dodds calls for public ownership of the railways. Anneliese Dodds called for the British Railways to be renationalised. Ms. Soubry, however, said that a nationalised railway would cost too much. She also accused the Labour Party of being hijacked by the hard left. 11:33 p.m. Update, is it time to renationalise the railways? Dominic Lawson says the problem in both private and public sector railways is the issue of monopoly. He said you would need to introduce competing train services on a railway line at any one time to introduce competition. 11:27 p.m. Update, Dominic Lawson pointed to the disparity in the application rates of students from different parts of the UK. Lawson said we must also look at the teachers in different parts of the country and whether they are encouraging their students to apply to top universities including Oxford and Cambridge. He noted that there was significantly higher numbers of applications from the south of England, rather than the north. Soubry accused the Labour Party of being hijacked by the hard left. 11:22 p.m. Update, does privilege spread beyond the University of Oxford and Cambridge? Dominic Lawson said the UK is a world leader in education, and noted the universities of Oxford and Cambridge are not bastions of white privilege. Sarah Churchwell said, higher education in this country is blindingly white and it is blindingly middle class, and we have to do better. 11:13 p.m. Update: public reject notion of a second Brexit referendum. Audience booed the notion of having a second referendum at the end of the Brexit negotiations to allow the public to decide on the final agreement. 11:09 p.m. Update: Anneliese Dodds accuses the UK government of jeopardising Brexit negotiations by using EU citizens as bargaining chips. 11:05 p.m. Update: Lionel Shriver calls for smarter immigration following Brexit. 11:02 p.m. Update: Anna Soubry calls for the UK to remain in a customs union and a form of the single market. 10:58 p.m. Update: Anna Soubry claims the UK government is completely divided. Soubry has claimed Theresa May's cabinet is completely divided, but warned that the opposition is even more at odds. Labour MP Anneliese Dodds rejected this statement and claimed the Labour Party was united. 10:55 p.m. Update: Anna Soubry rejects the notion that the country is preparing for another general election. Soubry said the country is fed up with elections and that there would absolutely not be another general election. She noted that Theresa May also has no appetite for another election, but acknowledged that the Conservative Party failed to achieve the result that they had wanted in 2017. Getty: Anna Soubry is the Conservative MP for Broxtowe who is on the Question Time panel this week. Who is Anna Soubry? Anna Soubry has been the Conservative MP for Broxtowe since 2010. She was the Minister of State for Defence Personnel, Welfare and Veterans in David Cameron's government between 2014-15. She was also the Minister for Small Business, Industry and Enterprise from the 2015 general election. Twitter: Anneliese Dodds is the Labour MP for Oxford East. Woe is Anneliese Dodds. Anneliese Dodds has been the Labour MP for Oxford East since the 2017 general election. She was formerly in MEP for the South East England region from 2014 to 2017. She was appointed Shadow Treasury Minister by Jeremy Corbyn. Getty: Sarah Churchwell is a professor of American literature at the University of London. Who is Sarah Churchwell? Sarah Churchwell is the Professor of American Literature in the School of Advanced Study at the University of London. She is the Chair in Public Understanding of the Humanities. She has written for The Guardian and The New Statesman. Her latest book explores the history of America First. Getty: Lionel Shriver is an American journalist and author. Woe is Lionel Shriver. Who is Lionel Shriver? Lionel Shriver is an American journalist and author. Her novel We Need to Talk About Kevin won the 2005 Orange Prize. She writes for The Spectator. Getty: Dominic Lawson, is a Daily Mail and Sunday Times columnist. Who is Dominic Lawson? Dominic Lawson is a Daily Mail and Sunday Times columnist. He was the editor of the Sunday Telegraph between 1995 and 2006. He is the president of the English Chess Federation.